Hello, everyone. Welcome to our discussion on symbols for music. So, looking at the particular symbols that we see in most musical compositions here, we're going to go over a couple of different examples. Our first symbol that we're looking at is a bar line. Bar line is going to indicate the end of one section and beginning of another. Typically, if we are counting in 4/4 time, a bar is going to contain 4 beats. And then the next bar is going to contain a new section of 4 beats. So a bar is going to be this symbol here, and it's going to be from one line to the next line. And that bar is going to contain however many beats is in the time signature. So if we have a 4/4, it is going to be 4 beats. If we have a 3/4 time, it will be 3 beats. Next is a sharp symbol. Sharp symbol is indicating that the note, that whatever this sharp symbol line is on, is going to be played a half step up. So if you have this symbol on a line for the note of G, then you'll end up playing that G one half step up. So you play G sharp. This is a staff, right? Staff is what we actually put the notes on. So the staff is going to be this grid-like structure of lines that the notes are placed within. You have the lines themselves, which are going to indicate a certain note, and the space in between the lines indicates another note. So each space, whether it be on the line or in between the line, is indicating one more note up or one more note down. This is a fermata. Fermata is this cap-like structure with a dot. A fermata is indicating a infinite or continuous end, meaning that the note is going to be held for as long as you want to hold it, or if you are under instruction, however long the conductor indicates that you are supposed to be holding the note for. So it's pretty much a continuous note until you stop or someone stops you. A measure is going to be consistent with 2 bar lines. So this measure is going to be the space in between the 2 bar lines. A slur is where you do not tongue a note. So if you are playing an instrument with a tongue or a pick, you're going to have a distinct clip or a distinct picking at the beginning of each note. If you have a slur between notes, that indicates that you are not going to do that distinction of a clear tongue or pick between the note. So you will slur into the note. This is also known as a legato or lazy note. A double bar line is usually going to indicate the beginning or end of a piece or the beginning or end of a section. This is a prominent part of the measure that's going to indicate a clear cutoff of one section and the beginning of another. A natural is going to be placed in a spot where the note is usually going to be sharp or flat within that piece. So if you have a sharp or flat indication for a note at the beginning of a piece, throughout that piece, you will be playing that note, sharp or flat, but occasionally in one individual measure, you might have that note with this symbol in front of it. And if that note is with the symbol in front of it, you would play that particular note that one time as its original natural pitch. There's our symbol for treble clef. Again, we visited this a little bit earlier. Treble clef indicates the normal treble clef for most instruments, and that's going to be a different note variation than the bass clef. Bass clef is indicating bass instruments playing with their note structures. So this is going to be things like a tuba or a cello or a bass guitar or something like that plays in bass clef. Staccato is indicating a very short, non-connected note. This little dot underneath each one of these quarter notes indicates a staccato. So instead of going da, 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 you would go da, 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 da. So it's a very short note. Here with legato, again, that's going to be similar to a slur. It's indicating a lazy note, all right? So instead of da, 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 you would have da, 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 da. So see, there's no clear tongue in the front of it. It's just a smooth, slurred line. A flat is indicated by this B structure, similar to a sharp. That's going to be, instead of one half step up, now we are one half step down. So any note that indicates this at the beginning of the piece, if you have the flat on, let's say, the line for the note B, then each B played in that piece would be a flat note or one half step down. Finally, the repeat symbol here. Again, a repeat symbol is going to be in a place where you repeat that section. So from the beginning symbol here to the end symbol here, once you reach the end, you would repeat again and go back to the front and play that section of music again inside of the repeat. Now, some additional symbols that we see This is going to harken back to note pitches. Let's revisit the amount of beats per note first. For a whole note, we have 4 beats. For a half note, we have 2 beats. Quarter note indicates 1 beat. An eighth note is a half of a beat. And a 16th note is a fourth of a beat. Okay. Eighth notes are either represented by these 2 symbols, or they can be put together like this. If we have the double line at the top, this is indicating a 16th note. Then spaces in music, you have rests. So this is time where there is silence or there is no note being played. This indication here, underneath the line, is a whole rest. Whole rest is worth 4 beats. Half rests are going to be on the top of the line, right? So similar to how we had a half note symbol with the little cap and the line underneath it, then you would have 2 beats. If you had the whole note symbol, we had the cap and the line underneath it. That is 4 beats, right? So this is indicating a whole rest. This is indicating a half rest, 4 beats and 2 beats, respectively. This symbol here represents a quarter rest, which is taking 1 beat with no playing. This is an eighth rest, indicating half a beat, and a 16th rest, indicating a fourth of a beat. And these are the amount of beats in between one note and another that you are not playing. So let's say here that you have 4 beats in a line, you have 3/4 notes in a beat. So first, if you had just the 3, you would go da, 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 right? But if you have the 1 beat in between, the quarter rest, you would go da, da, da. So you would have that 1 beat of rest in between. So instead of going da, 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 you would have da, da, da. So you would have da, 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 instead of da, 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 right? So just 1 beat, that indicates how much beats you're resting. All right, that's it for our symbols. We'll see you on the next video.